How do you decide what statistical test to use for an experiment? In order to know what statistical test to use, first of all, you need to look at your data and decide whether it is nominal, ordinal, interval, or ratio. So what's the difference between nominal, ordinal, interval, and ratio data? Nominal data is made up of discrete categories. For example, you might categorize participants as either obedient or not obedient, and tally how many people fall into each category. Ordinal data is rank data. For example, you might rank participants on how well they recognise emotional expressions. Helen came first, Alex came second, and Philippa came third. Interval data are measurements along a scale with no true zero. For example, IQ can be measured along a scale, but there's no true zero for IQ. Most people have an IQ between 70 and 130. So for example, Helen has an IQ of 120, Alex has an IQ of 117, and Philippa has an IQ of 115. Ratio data are measurements along a scale with a true zero. For example, time can be measured along a scale and there is a true zero. For example, Helen completed a memory task in 90 seconds, Alex completed the task in 97 seconds, and Philippa completed the task in 105 seconds. So question 1. Students are ranked by performance in a test. What level of data is this? Is it A, nominal, B, ordinal, C, interval, or D, ratio? Have a think. The answer is B, ordinal data, as this is ranked data. Question 2. A researcher tallies people's pet preferences. For example, how many people like dogs and how many people like cats. What level of data is this? Is it A, nominal, B, ordinal, C, interval, or D, ratio? The answer is A, nominal data, as you're just counting how many people like a certain pet, so the data is in categories. So what else do you need to know to choose the statistical test? You need to know the design of the experiment, whether it is independent groups, repeated measures, or matched pairs. An independent groups design involves testing different groups of participants. And a repeated measures design involves having the same participants do different conditions of the experiment. For example, the same participants might be asked to remember a list of words with noise and then without noise. A matched pairs design has different groups of participants, but they're matched on characteristics such as age, gender, and race. So what type of design involves separate groups of participants that are different? Is it A, matched pairs, B, independent groups, or C, repeated measures? The answer is B, independent groups. So what type of design involves the same group of participants doing two different conditions of the experiment? Is it A, matched pairs, B, independent groups, or C, repeated measures? The answer is C, repeated measures. So is there anything else you need to know before deciding on a statistical test? Yes, there is. You need to know whether you're testing for a difference between two conditions or groups, or whether you're looking for an association between two groups, or whether you're looking for a relationship or correlation. This table can help you choose a statistical test. For example, with nominal data and an independent groups design, you choose a chi-squared test. However, with ordinal data and an independent groups design, you choose a Mann-Whitney U test. And with an ordinal data and repeated measures design, you choose a Wilcoxon test. So for a chi-squared test, you need to have nominal data and an independent groups design. And if you're asked why you chose it, you also need to say that the chi-squared test is used when you're testing for a difference between groups. To help you remember that chi-squared is used with nominal data and an independent groups design, you can use the mnemonic chocolate, not ice cream. A Mann-Whitney U test is used when you have an independent groups design and ordinal data. You also need to say that the Mann-Whitney U test is used when you're testing for a difference between groups. To help you remember that Mann-Whitney is used with ordinal data and in independent groups design, you can use the acronym MOI, which is me in French. A Wilcoxon test is used when you have ordinal data and a repeated measures design. The Wilcoxon test is used when you're testing for a difference between conditions. To help you remember that the Wilcoxon test is used with ordinal data and a repeated measures design, you can use the mnemonic Wonderful Organic Raspberry. For Spearman's rank test, you need ordinal data and you need to be looking for a correlation. To help you remember that Spearman's rank is used with ordinal data and a correlation, you can use the mnemonic sweets or cake. You can use acronyms and mnemonics to help you remember when to use the other statistical tests too. Question 5. You have nominal data and an independent groups design. What statistical test do you use? A. Mann-Whitney, B. Wilcoxon, C. Spearman's rank, or D. chi-squared? The answer is D. chi-squared. You have ordinal data and you're looking for a correlation. What test do you use? A. Mann-Whitney, B. Wilcoxon, C. Spearman's rank, or D. chi-squared? The answer is C. Spearman's rank. You have ordinal data and an independent groups design. What test do you use? A. Mann-Whitney, B. Wilcoxon, C. Spearman's rank, or D. chi-squared? The answer is A. Mann-Whitney. If you want to get more of my revision materials, you can buy my revision guides for both the Edexcel and AQA specifications on Amazon. There are also materials on psychologydon.com. On the other hand, if you want a bit of lighter reading, you can buy my young adult paranormal romance Infusion on Amazon.